Okay, guys, Matthew 18 today. If you guys are enjoying this, please hit the like button, subscribe, and just share this with a friend so we can make heaven crowded. And let's get into Matthew 18 so we can learn more about Jesus Christ. At the time, Jesus' disciples came to him, saying, "Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" And calling to him a child, he put him in the midst of them and said, "Truly I say to you, unless you turn and become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Whoever humbles himself like this child, he is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. A child is meek, a child is innocent." And also, when we turn and repent, we then take upon the cloak and we take up who we truly are, and that's children. And we are to become like children. We have faith like children. You know, it's so easy as a child to have such good faith in something that seems so out of the ordinary to believe in. And Jesus is telling us here, you need to have faith like a child. You need to become like a child. You need to be humble like a child. And in the kingdom of heaven, you will be great. Whoever receives one such child in my name receives me. But whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him to have a great millstone fastened around his neck and to be drowned in the depth of the sea. Woe to the world for temptations to sin, for it is necessary that temptations come, but woe to the man by whom the temptation comes. And if your hand or foot causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it from you. It is better for you to enter the life maimed or lame than with 2 hands or 2 feet to be thrown into the eternal fire. And if your eye causes you to sin, pluck it out and throw it from you. It is better for you to enter life with 1 eye than with 2 eyes and be thrown into the hell of fire. So, Jesus is obviously not speaking literally in this term, but he's using a literal term in a metaphorical analogy because of the intensity and the necessity he's telling us to avoid sin and to avoid leading people into sin. Once you become a Christian, once you learn more, the more is asked from you because the more knowledge you have. If you know in the Bible what is sin and what is not, if you've read your word, if you prayed and you understand what is and is not sinful, what is righteous and what is sinful, then there is more to be asked from you. And one of them is to not allow other people to enter sin based on your account. An example would be if I were to ask, this would make a made-up person, my friend Gene, right? And he would be like, if he asked me, "Hey, is it righteous or is it right to get high?" And I tell them, yeah, I'm leading that person into sin because he is hurting his temple. He is allowing his judgment to be impaired. And Jesus says that no, stuff that impairs your judgment is wrong, okay? That is sinful. But that sin is on me. His blood is on my hands because I am telling him that it is okay. And that's what Jesus tells us not to do. Just because you are friends with somebody, just because you know somebody, just because you love somebody, that does not mean you condone their sin, because you are eventually hurting them and you don't love them in that way. Loving is by being truthful, by convicting them and not allowing them to enter into sin, because you know what sin has done for you. It has hurt you. It has hurt me, and we want to see our family, our friends, anyone that we know taken away from sin. And Jesus also says, "Whoever receives one such child in my name receives me." We are all in the loving image of God. We are all children of God. Jesus is in every single one of us. So if you see a neighbor that you have an issue with, come to terms with that issue, apologize, or just mend those issues, because that's Jesus, okay? You may not like the person, but that person has Jesus in them, and they're a reflection of Jesus, whether you like it or not. So we are to be kind to them. We are to treat them righteously, and we are to give fruits of the Spirit. We are to show fruits of the Spirit, and we are to be a loving mirror image of God. But the moral here is, once you gain knowledge, do not lead others into sin, okay? The parable of the lost sheep. See that you do not despise one of these little ones, for I tell you that in heaven their angels always behold the face of my Father who is in heaven. What do you think? If a man has 100 sheep and one of them has gone astray, does he not leave the 99 on the hills and go in search of the one that went astray? And if he finds it, truly I say to you, he rejoices over it more than over the 99 that never went astray. So it is not the will of my Father who is in heaven that one of these little ones should perish. These little ones is us. We are the little ones. Let me have a heart to heart right quick. I've been saved for a year now. Okay, I've only been a Christian, truly saved Christian, for a year now. And I was the one sheep. We are all the one sheep once we don't have a relationship with Jesus. Okay, maybe your friend, maybe you, maybe a family member. If they go away from Jesus, they are the lost sheep. But what does Jesus say? So it is not the will of my Father who is in heaven that one of these little ones should perish. Jesus does not want that. And he rejoices when they come back, okay? So if you are watching this and you are not Christian, if you are not a believer in Jesus Christ, Give him a try, please, because you are the lost sheep, okay? And I'm not saying this out of harsh words or anger or trying to be mean. You are the lost sheep. And we want you, Jesus wants you, he wants you to experience the loving kingdom of heaven with him, okay? And it is better that he gets you than the 99 that never went astray. It is okay to come to Jesus if you are a sinner. He calls not the righteous, but sinners. He qualifies the called. The called are not qualified. And so maybe if you're listening to this, you're like, oh, well, I'm too far gone. No, you are not. You are right where you need to be in order to reach Jesus, because you don't have to reach Jesus. He reaches you. He is going out looking for the one sheep. You are not looking for him. He is looking for you, and he does not want you to perish. Do not think that. Do not blame him on that. Do not put your blood on his hands, because he paid the ultimate price and put the blood of all of our sin, all of our iniquities. He paid the price for all of that, so that in that way you can be with him. And so if you've gone astray, you are not too far gone. And he wants you, and you are right where you need to be. So please give your life to Jesus Christ if you are not a Christian. If you are a Christian, the same thing applies. Keep giving your life up. Have him sustain you every day, because he wants the one that went astray more than the ones that never went astray at all. And I'm not saying if you're a righteous Christian, I'm not saying that he doesn't want you. However, how good is it to see a brother or sister that has been so far gone to come to Jesus and allow Jesus to change their life? It's truly a gift of God to just feast your eyes upon. If your brother sins against you, go and tell him his fault between you and him alone. If he listens to you, you've gained your brother. But if he does not listen, take one or two others along with you, that every word may be confirmed by the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses. If he refuses to listen to them, tell it to the church. And if he refuses to listen to even the church, let him be to you as a Gentile and a tax collector. Truly, I say to you, whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose in earth shall be loosed in heaven. Again, I say to you, if 2 of you agree on earth about anything they ask, it will be done for my Father in heaven. For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I in the midst of them. So, in prayer, let me just highlight this. In prayer, if you really want something done, if you truly seek something, pray in groups, but pray individually, okay? That's one thing. But at the same time, if your brother sins and you confront him and there's no forgiveness in his heart, and people see that and people understand that, then that is no longer your burden to bear. That is no longer something you have to deal with. It's something they have to deal with, okay? And Jesus says, truly I say to you, whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. Whatever you loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. I'm going to read this at the bottom of my Bible right quick. To the other apostles is given a share in the authority given to Peter. He says the same thing to Peter, okay? So just a bit of context there. But if there's an issue, keep trying to solve it. But if it just can't be solved, let it alone. Keep going. Then Peter came up and said to him, Lord, how often shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? As many as 7 times? Jesus said to him, I do not say to you 7 times, but 70 times 7. Now, is Jesus saying forgive someone 77 times? Well, if they wrong you that many, yeah. But what he is saying in a more practical way, and I think we all can come to the conclusion of this without me having to say it, is if you have an issue with someone and they apologize, forgive them. If they don't apologize, forgive them. If they wrong you personally, forgive them. To go as far as if they have hurt someone in your family, physically, mentally, any way, forgive them. Forgive them. Because then you allow yourself to let go. And then Jesus can help you along the way. Jesus can help you with anything that you ask him to help you with. But at the same time, how much more mature and just how much more would Jesus change you if you do forgive this person? Because when they wrong you and you don't forgive them, it's not something they have to bear with to the full extent. It's something you have to bear with. And if you forgive them, you are no longer carrying that burden anymore. You are not the judge. God is. Hate to break it to you, you're not. So if someone has wronged you, forgive them. And, honestly, me, myself, I've had to do the same thing. I've been wronged. I've been hurt. But the best part about it is that the judge is not me, but also how much more is that Jesus can give me grace because I'm giving this person grace because I forgave them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, bro.
Forgive them, okay? No one cares. Jesus does not care what they did to you. Forgive them. He cares about how you're taking it. He cares about how it's taking a toll on you, but he will help you with that. But you are to forgive them, regardless of what they do. All right? Last part. Therefore, the kingdom of heaven may be compared to a king who wished to settle accounts with his servants. When he began the reckoning, one was brought to him who owed him 10,000 talents. And as he could not pay, his lord ordered him to be sold, with his wife and children and all that he had, and payment to be made. So the servant fell on his knees, imploring him, Lord, have patience with me, and I will pay you everything. And out of pity for him, the lord of that servant released him and forgave him the debt. But that same servant, as he went out, came upon one of his fellow servants who owed him 100 denarii. And seizing him by the throat, he said, pay what you owe. So his fellow servant fell down and pleaded with him, have patience with me, and I will pay him. He refused and went and put him in prison till he should pay the debt. When his fellow servants saw what had taken place, they were greatly distressed, and they went and reported to their lord all that had taken place. Then the Lord summoned him and said to him, you wicked servant, I forgave you all that debt because you pleaded with me. And should you not have had mercy on your fellow servant as I had mercy on you? And in anger his lord delivered him to the jailers till he should pay all his debt. So also may my heavenly Father will do to every one of you if you do not forgive your brother from heart. I don't think I have to explain this one. I don't.
People how you want to be treated.
Yeah, I don't think I gotta explain this one. Jesus says it quite plainly and simply. Forgive them. He doesn't care. And if you do not forgive them, the person that's not bearing the burden is them. It's gonna be you. And I'm not saying this because it's easy. I'm saying it because it's necessary. Okay? It is necessary for you to forgive them. So once again, like I've said earlier, you can grow, and then you can allow that person to grow as well. You know how much forgiveness means to people when you forgive them, regardless of what they did or do. I would much rather have somebody's forgiveness than not. And so not only are you doing a good deed, but you're doing it out of the will of your Father who is in heaven, and he will reward you when you reach his kingdom. Okay? So that's Matthew 18. I really liked this one today. Got more into some teachings. Tomorrow we are going to get into more teachings, but this will be uploaded later today. And I hope each and every one of you have a blessed and fruitful day. Share this with somebody so we can make heaven crowded.
Go Seahawks.
Go Seahawks.